My name is Britni Petitt, and I am the photo editor at Clarion. So actually, I became a part of Clarion kind of on accident. My very first story, I was only there to take the photos, but just because I talked to everybody, I ended up also having to be responsible for the story. So that's kind of how I got started. I like talking to people. I like having an excuse to like photograph random things that I otherwise would probably feel uncomfortable photographing. It's what I'm going to school for anyways. So I am pursuing an associate's degree in commercial photography. And I've always liked journalism in a sense, so I was just like, it'd be really fun. Because like, there's a lot of photojournalists that I really love that I kind of always was like, oh, it'd be cool to have those experiences. And I really want to work for Rolling Stone. So I'm in my final semester. I will complete my program in May still. We're completing everything online, which is unfortunate for a multitude of reasons. I lost access to our studio, so I can't actually finish my portfolio to the best of my ability because I just lack the equipment and the people to photograph. And we're also like, this is the semester that they're always like, oh, so you're gonna put out your best work this semester. It does really suck though. We're pretty much hired based on our portfolios. Of all the jobs I've applied for or I've looked into or I've been talked to about, they haven't even asked about a GED. Like, they didn't care. They were just like, do you have a portfolio? Do you have a website? Can we see it? And I would send them that information, and usually it's just like, cool, we'll get back to you. And now pretty much all of these like potential job offers that I had are all really up in the air right now because I don't know. So some of these studios may not exist at the end of this. I'm a little bit nervous about that. So my job at Clarion has definitely changed in regards to the fact that, I can't just go to events and photograph them anymore. So like on the reporting side of things, I'm actually like having an easier time getting a hold of people. But I think it's just because people are more willing to like share information and stuff because like we have time. Most of us are stuck at home. There was like a group, Dane County Neighbors Helping Neighbors. So I'd been kind of covering like all the COVID-19 stuff since January. I'd made the decision that I didn't really want to report on the pandemic anymore. And so I still wanted to cover the story, but I didn't want to cover it in the way that like every other media outlet is covering it. So instead, I'd made a post into this group to see what people were doing. So as like community outreach, so like what organizations were doing to help the homeless and like what we were doing with like kids who like don't have access to like food at school anymore. And or like entire strangers on the line are dropping stuff or like grocery shopping for people who are immunocompromised. And I just think it's so cool. So I got to see a lot of that. I had a different like interview with a yoga teacher out of Sun Prairie who has been, she's been doing fundraisers like as a donation thing. So she's doing live stream yoga classes so that her students can be a part of it. And she said that was really cool too. Like she was giving me her own like personal experiences of like how cool it was for her to experience doing the live streaming thing. Cause like she was talking about she always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I was like sent different like places, like people are turning the free little library boxes into blessing boxes that have food and like stuff, canned goods and non-perishables that people can come and take like in their front yards. So like I did like little drive-bys like in the most awkward way, like took photos from my car. I had my boyfriend drive so I could be in the passenger seat. I probably looked really creepy, but it's fine. I think in general, just in the face of a pandemic and in the face of any kind of, disaster, we're always going to hear about the bad. As humans, we're always going to focus on the bad because that's what we do. But what we also do is help people. We're always helping people that we don't know, entire strangers. And while we don't see that in the news very often, it's there. It's always there. So when you're getting sad and, you're getting like, even I'm like kind of just like, oh God, I hate this. It is there. There's always good things. Even if you can't always see it, it is there. People are doing good things, and we'll get through it. We always do. And things are gonna be different when we're through this. I know I'm gonna have a much more bigger appreciation for being able to like go hang out with my friends and go to shows. But it's going to be something that changes everyone who's experienced it. And like in like years to come, like it's going to be in the history books, and it's better to look back on it as something that like you saw all of these people come together and like help each other with, as opposed to something that was entirely just terrible. Because I mean, yeah, there's terrible aspects to everything, but there's always a silver lining. Talk a lot, so I'm sure you're probably gonna have to cut like some of this down.